All right, welcome to your deep dive. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this should be fun.
We're going deep on Cordyceps this time. You sent over a really interesting mix of research articles and some traditional medicine texts, too,
Yeah.
all about this parasitic fungus
Yeah.
that can actually take over the
Right,
bodies of
yeah.
insects.
That's why.
Our mission is to kind of unearth the secrets of Cordyceps.
Yeah,
Everything from its life cycle, which is pretty creepy,
it is. Yeah.
to how it's being used as a health supplement today.
Ah,
So much to dig into.
a lot to cover. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how this fungus has been a part of like folklore and medicine for such a long time. And
Right.
now we're starting to really look at it scientifically.
Exactly.
Your sources do a really good job of outlining all of that.
I'm really kind of fascinated, I gotta say, by this parasitic aspect of Cordyceps. It sounds like something right out of a movie, you know?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about its life cycle? Like, how does this actually work?
So picture this.
Okay.
You've got this little cordyceps spore, and it lands on an insect. Let's say an ant, for example.
Okay.
The spore, it basically burrows its way inside the ant
Oh, that's creepy.
and then starts to grow, consuming the ant from the inside out.
That's both fascinating and disturbing at the same time.
It is a little bit of a horror movie playing out right there in nature.
Yeah, it is.
And it gets even weirder.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah, this fungus can actually control the ant's behavior.
What?
Yeah, like compels it to climb up to a really high spot.
Like it's taking over its mind.
Right.
That's incredible.
A puppet master.
What's the point of that? Why would it do that?
Well, that's actually the really smart part.
Okay.
So by making the ant climb higher, when the fungus finally bursts out of the ant.
Ew, that's gross.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic. But its spores can spread out over a larger area, so more ants get infected.
Okay, so it's like a parasitic relationship with a purpose, with a strategy.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Now, I noticed you provided some sources that mention a couple of specific species. Ophiocordyceps sinensis, which I guess used to be called just Cordyceps sinensis,
Right.
and Cordyceps militaris.
Yeah.
Are these just different types of Cordyceps, or what's the significance of these ones specifically?
So these are the species that have been used the most in traditional medicine, especially in China and Tibet.
Okay, that makes sense. You actually sent me this really fascinating text. It looks like a compilation of traditional Tibetan medicinal practices. And it mentions using Cordyceps to, like, and I'm going to quote here, invigorate the lung and replenish the kidney.
Interesting.
I mean, that language is very different from how we talk about the body in modern medicine.
Yeah.
But did they see any results?
Yeah, it's really hard to apply like our modern scientific methods to these ancient practices.
Yeah.
But it's clear that cordyceps was super important to them. They used it for all sorts of things, from fatigue to respiratory problems to kidney issues.
So they really saw it as this powerful tonic.
Yeah, for overall well-being.
That's really fascinating. It seems like that idea of it being a revitalizing tonic has definitely carried through to today with all this interest in cordyceps as a health supplement. Now, is there any actual scientific evidence, though, to support these claims?
There is, and it's pretty interesting. So, for instance, there are some studies, like the one from the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine that you included,
Right.
suggesting that cordyceps could actually boost athletic performance
Oh, really?
by increasing something called ATP production,
ATP.
which is basically the main energy source for our cells.
So more ATP, more energy to go around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I wonder, though, is that something that people would actually notice in their daily lives?
Yeah.
Or is it more like something that they just measure in a lab setting?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are some studies that have shown that cordyceps can actually improve how people perform when they exercise, like healthy adults. And there was one study in the Journal of Dietary Supplements that found it could actually increase the amount of time it takes for someone to get tired during a workout.
So it could have a real impact. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about other potential benefits? I know one of the research articles that you sent over mentioned these antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of cordyceps.
Yes. Those are huge.
Yeah.
Like those properties are really at the core of why people are so interested in it.
Right.
Because we know oxidative stress and inflammation are linked to so many chronic diseases.
Right. Yeah.
Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's.
Like everything.
Yeah, arthritis, so many things.
Yeah.
So if cordyceps can help with those processes, then it could be a big deal for preventing or even managing these conditions.
That's a bold statement. Do we have any evidence that those antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties actually translate into real benefits for people's health?
Well, there's definitely some promising research.
Right.
Like one study that was published in the journal Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine found that cordyceps extract could actually reduce markers of inflammation in patients with COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Oh, so like a lung disease.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. So we're seeing these potential benefits across a few areas. I am curious about the immune system, though. I know you mentioned earlier that cordyceps might be able to modulate the immune system. What's going on there?
So there's a lot of research on this.
Okay.
A bunch of studies have actually shown that cordyceps can boost the activity of natural killer cells.
Okay.
And those are super important. They help us fight off infections and even some types of cancer.
Wow. That is really interesting. So this is all very promising. For someone who wants to maybe incorporate cordyceps into their routine, what are their options? Like, how do they do that?
Well, luckily, it's actually become pretty easy to find.
Okay.
You can get cordyceps in a ton of different forms, capsules, tablets, powders, even liquid extract.
Wow. Okay, so let's break that down. Are there benefits to one over the other?
Well, capsules and tablets are nice because they have really specific doses.
Easy to take, too.
Yeah, very convenient. Powders are cool because you can add them to a lot of things.
Smoothies?
Yeah, smoothies, soups, even just water.
Okay, I've seen.
And then tinctures are more concentrated.
Okay.
And some people just like the taste better.
Interesting.
So it really just depends what you're looking for.
There's a lot of options. It's clear that cordyceps is way beyond its traditional uses now. It's really going mainstream.
Definitely.
But I think that raises the question of safety and dosage. What should people keep in mind if they're thinking about trying cordyceps?
It is super important to talk to a doctor or a healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, especially if they're on any medications or if they have any health conditions already.
Yeah.
They can help you figure out the right dose and the right form for you and make sure that it won't interact with any other medications you're taking.
Right. It's a good reminder that even though it's natural, it can still be very potent.
Exactly.
Better to be safe than sorry. So what do you think? Could cordyceps become like a mainstream health solution in the future?
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
We still need more research.
Yeah, of course.
But the potential is huge. I mean, from its bizarre life cycle to all these possible health benefits.
Yeah, we've learned so much.
It's a fascinating fungus.
It's been an amazing journey exploring the world of cordyceps with you. I think we covered it all.
I think so.
From that crazy life cycle to the history to all the potential health benefits.
Definitely.
We'd love to know what stood out to you the most.
Yeah.
And as you learn more about this really interesting fungus, let us know.
Keep us updated.
Let us know what you find.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was great.
Until next time.
All right, see you later.